Hey everyone, it's Will, Gamer Dad, with another video for you. So hopefully you've done the in-game update for 2.11.300, and if you have, you will notice something new in your inbox, which is obviously what was hinted at yesterday's during the patch notes, the 3rd anniversary campaign present. And so this is the 3rd anniversary drop, which we will then be able to use on tonight's banners. So in tonight's episode of Should You Summon, we can discuss the pros and cons of the different anniversary banners. Obviously there are, as mentioned yesterday, there are Fateful encounters, which are obviously only using paid stones or the Heavens subscription ticket. And also there are the drops tickets that you can only use on one of those twos. So let's go into the Fateful first. Again, if you don't know which units were featured and why they were featured, they were basically based on Global's popularity vote, which was in the survey, and in which case they gathered all the information. And make sure you do check out the live stream. I think I put a link in yesterday's patch notes video. So they came out with these units as the most popular. And keep in mind that obviously you can't summon for units such as Fene, Aldo, and so on and so forth. And so those units will not be included. These are only gacha units available. And so in these ones, note that they are uprated because they are the 3rd anniversary most popular characters. Thilily, both versions. Suzette, both versions. Not the ES, mind you. ES is not out yet. Pizzuka, Iska, 3 versions there. Daisy, Melissa, Nakoko, Tsubame, Myufa, and Sukiya. Note that in this banner, you cannot get other 5 stars. These are the only units featured. So if you count that, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 13. Okay, it looks like there's 18 units. And so I don't have to scroll down the pictures. You probably have recognized all of these units, and most of these are extremely powerful as well. And so guarantees one of those. Note that in order to get any other 4.5, they are not uprated. So on polls 1 to 9, you can get Evas, Garams, so on and so forth. Note that they're very, very low chance, 0.01%. But on the 10th poll, being that this is a paid stone encounter, you will guarantee a 5-star version of the aforementioned uprated units. And of course, standard stuff, there are still bots, Rainbow Sisters, and Knights in polls 1 to 9 as well. So this one's pretty straightforward. I'm not going to spend too much time on this one. Obviously, generally with popular characters, many of them are extremely powerful. Some of them are obviously waifu status. I don't believe there are any husbandos on there. But at the end of the day, the Fateful, which you can summon up to 3 times, really depends on your current roster if you're missing one or multiple forms of them. And secondly, even if you're not missing them, whether or not you want to actually use paid stones or a ticket to increase the light on or shadow on these units. Now, that is obviously more of a whale or heavy spender kind of strategy. However, I do mention that anyways because essentially you can target those units, and especially in the case where some units like Iska have 3 forms, or for example Sukiya, you can actually get a higher chance of getting those ones, which can essentially make you closer to 255 on some of your more powerful or more popular gacha units. So again, a very good banner. Obviously, especially the value of this banner goes up on the depending on how many or how few units you have. If you're relatively new to the game, I don't see any reason why you would pass on this banner. Essentially, any of these ads are pretty good. They are still very viable in today's meta in terms of usefulness for fights. Like Myufa, obviously, is really powerful in either form. Thilily is still a top-tier shade character. Suzette, of course, with her true manifest, is very powerful. Wind Pierce, one of the best in the game right now. Pizzuka, I mean, you've seen her in action with her Rhapsody Aria, double damage, break, and her oratorio. Obviously, Iska with her ES, and well, we don't get altars in this version, mind you, but if you don't even have any form of Iska, you can still unlock the altar version by side grading. Some people do like Daisy as a waifu. Yeah, very good value. worth the pull if you're missing multiple versions, and even if you aren't, if you're strategizing for getting closer to 255 on those units and you don't mind hitting a dupe, why not? All right, so what more of you are probably here for is which banner to use this rainbow or anniversary drop on. So, as was hint yesterday, the linked bond edition should be any normal style currently in the game up to 2.11.3. Headlining it, obviously some of the most recent units, Eva, Nakoko Garam, Pizzica, and Daisy. Take a look. So, based on the odds, you only have about a 1.7% chance to hit any particular unit you are missing in this banner. And again, keep in mind, these are only the normal styles. There is nothing else in here, no 4.5. This is one of those rare cases that there are no bots, Rainbow Sisters, or Knights. Straight up 5-star, guaranteed. If you're new to the game, hey, it's free. It's a free 5-star, everybody. I mean, yeah, awesome value. But I mean, in terms of the math, you can calculate it yourself. I mean, it's not a great chance. 1.66% would probably be like 66. So I'm guessing about 65 5-star characters to aim for. So, you know, your chance of hitting a particular unit is only 1 in 65. As opposed to the Discovered Edition, as again, the hints were, these are all the Alter units, ES and AS styles available. There are less of those in the game. And note the two headliners here, Alter Iska, Alter Dewey, and of course, note that again, guaranteed 5-star. All the ASs is here, including the newest one, Zaviro, Kikyo AS, of course. Really powerful units, my newest side grade, AS Hardy, blah, 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 blah. All here. So, note that there's less ES/AS in the game, and so this is probably 1 in 49, 1 in 50 or so. So again, if you're looking for a particular alter, and remember there are 2 alters in the game, so really, I mean, 2% chance or 1 in 50 on each of those, not even bad. As to which one I would recommend everyone to summon for or pull for, I feel that if you are looking for a unit where it does have an AS version or an ES version. For example, say you wanted as a free player, and remember that this drop is available for both free and paid players. If your roster is missing, for example, Iska again, we'll talk about Iska. You can get both, either one of the Alter version, you can get the ES version and the AS version. So you actually had 3 shots, so it's essentially like, 2% times 3. For example, for anything like Sikia, same thing. You got 2 versions of AS and ES. Now, if you're only missing a certain unit, for example, where you want, like Miyufa, then the Bond edition, which only has the normal version, versus the Discovered edition, which is the AS version, the chance of getting that particular unit is almost the same. Obviously, 1 in 60 something versus 1 in 50, you have a slightly higher chance of getting the AS. And so I would highly recommend you sit down, make a note of your current roster. Who are the units you want to add to your team? And keep in mind that obviously there's a lot of research, a lot of information out there. Hopefully, if you've been following my Should You Summons, you'll have an idea of what units or what traits on units you really want to add. You can definitely use the subreddit, where some people do discuss kind of the choices they have in mind. I mean, the choices you would have is very similar to what you would have selected for the Star Dream anyway. So, most people have a top 5, top 10, and based on which banner suits those needs better, then you would go with that banner. For example, I'm still considering this banner myself in terms of which one to go for. Most likely, for me to unlock content, as in adding something new to my roster that I really want to have, it would probably have to be the Linked Bond Edition. For example, I'm looking and I'm missing, for example, Yukino, Garam Barrel, Primaya. I know Lovely's not great, but I'm missing Lovely, for example, and Hina. Those are 5 characters I am currently missing. There are no AS or ES versions of any of those, and so the choice is clear for me, Linked Bond Edition all the way. Now, one of the pros of going for the Discovered Edition, especially if you're A, relatively new to the game, or B, near the end game but you don't have a lot of chance, treatises, or codexes, or opuses are extremely difficult for you to come by in order to side grade those altars, then the main advantage of going with the Discovered Edition is that, hey, you are getting extra value there. You are saving chance, treatises, codexes, and opuses, albeit this is still completely random and you can get, obviously spooked by the wrong dupe, or have some jackpot luck and hit the right one. Again, one last thing I'll mention about the linked Bond Edition. If you're missing Eva, Melissa, Pizzica, Nikoko, some of the more powerful units that you've seen over the last few months, this one will have to be the one, as much as it's only a 1 in 60 something chance. You have to give yourself the odds. Melissa and Eva's banners, for example, are off or gone now. Same as Pizzica, Nikoko. I mean, you're going to try to have to off-banner those in future banners anyways, unless something new comes up. And so hopefully that gives you some idea as to what banners to pull for. Let me know in the comments below which one you're going to go for, and hopefully the results, whether or not they're positive or negative. I'm looking forward to all of your responses, and hopefully many, if not all of you, are blessed with great luck hitting something you really, really, really want, or something at least new, or even a dupe that you don't mind. For example, if I do go with the linked Bond Edition and I hit a dupe of Suzette, no problem. Extra light for my waifu? Excellent. Or for example, hitting Mariel, I know she's been power crept. Hey, I don't mind having her hit 120 light if I dupe her, for example. That will open up an extra badge slot, I believe, at the 120 light mark. And so these are kind of the secondary prizes you're looking for, because let's be honest, the chance of hitting, like I said, the one-off that you really need is relatively low. And so, hopefully no one's too salty. These are free gifts, and it's part of our 3rd anniversary campaign for Global. And so, I look at a free gift as something free and hopefully something special. Anyways, I guess we have to wait another week or so for Chapter 4 of the Future Mythos. And so until then, make sure you grind those keys. Make sure and hopefully you get tons of chance, treatises, codexes, and opuses. And of course, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.